and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wrestleview Post-Raw number 146, the final Post-Raw before the Royal Rumble, which is this Saturday. I like having pay-per-views on Saturdays.
Me too. It's not as depressing, honestly.
What, that you have to wake up and go to work?
People have to relax. We have a child. We have things that we have to set up. Like, people need to calm down that we're a little late.
Goosey is here. Goosey's here in the chat room tonight.
Awesome.
We're happy about that. We're worried about Goose. We put a little thing up on social media today. We got a little concerned. Hopefully he is okay. We're doing all right. And for the first time in a while, we have Nafisa out here tonight.
He is leaving us, though.
Of course.
No, he said he's having a surgery tomorrow.
No, hernia surgery in a couple days.
Yes.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Nafis, best wishes to you.
Yes, please.
Good luck with that. It's a hernia surgery. That doesn't sound like fun.
No.
Oh my God. Any surgery is pretty terrible. So we'll be thinking of you, and hope you're well. We love Nafis. He's our buddy. All right. We also have, yeah, they're gonna push you right back in. Just like, that's it. No problem. I'm fine. My temp broke at 7:30. Read 97.4 an hour ago. Very, very important. Goosey is okay. All right. Thank God. He's scary. This guy scares me all the time. When he's like falling apart. Like the first time I met the guy, he was missing a toe. And since then he's had like COVID 76 times or something like that. So we want to make sure that he's okay.
Of COVID cases in the United States.
Goosey might be immune to COVID by this point. Had it so often. So we're hoping he's okay. We have Quentin Walters here tonight. Hello to Tedesco's. Hello, Quentin. Hello. We have Daniel Schell. He talks about us finally being here. It's finally Daniel Schell's back on the show. We were here last week. There's no Daniel Schell.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like,
there's no Daniel Schell last week.
I have a low tolerance for patience. I have like no patience this week, so everyone's got to bear with me.
We got Uncle Billy in the chat room tonight.
Hello.
We got Uncle Billy. I'm scrolling up a little bit. All right. If I didn't say hello to you yet, just make sure you say hello. Mashoon Wall's here. Oh, he's had COVID once. I thought he had it like multiple times.
No, didn't you have like 5 times already? I could have sworn he had it like 5 times.
You know what? I think there's just undocumented cases of Goose.
I don't know, Goose. I don't think that's truth.
Elder is taking care of family matters. So Elder's catching us on the replay, but hopefully he'll join us for this Saturday. Wrestleview Live returns with some special guests on that show as well. I know Victoria's going to join us for the Royal Rumble post show.
I am.
And I think I might have a special guest or two lined up here, including Mr. Roy Nemmer.
I was going to say, I still don't know exactly what's going on, but that's cool.
That is by design. I like to keep you guessing. That's what keeps our marriage fresh.
Yeah, that's it.
That's right. I'm good. Randy Torcola, if I never hear freaking again, I'll be okay with it. Yeah.
I agree.
I
agree.
Nafis. You know what I'm saying for tonight's episode as long as I can. Miss you all quite a bit despite zero wrestling remaining in my life.
We miss you too, but we understand.
We miss you too. Yes. But that's why we do this show. So you don't have to watch the show. We'll just tell you about it.
You don't have to.
But tonight's show from Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, you're going to switch to cameras, right?
Oh, right. Yes, indeed. I totally forgot about that.
I know you have that thing with like, you like to look at me and like, yeah, hey. Wait, no, hey.
Yeah, because that's the way I'm facing you and you're facing.
No, I know. I get it.
Yeah. So tonight's show from Toledo, Ohio was, okay. And tonight I'd like to do some Royal Rumble predictions too, because I have a wild prediction.
No, I don't want to do predictions. I mean, I'll do them. But
I have a wild prediction for the men's Royal Rumble.
Wild prediction?
Wild.
Oh, this
wild. It ties into 2 matches. You're just going to go nuts. I'm not even sure that I truly mean this pick, but it's going to rock people's worlds, I think, when I make this prediction.
Are you
for tonight?
Right?
No, I'm not going to do it right now.
I was going to say.
I'm not going to do it right now. Whoa. Now, tonight's show, going into it, had 3 things advertised, and they all had the potential to be bad to horrible. or even one had a
Truth.
chance to be an all-time worst.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley weigh-in, which
Yep.
is like absurd to weigh people in, you know, couple, 5 days or 5 or 6 days before they're supposed to actually compete, but whatever. A weigh-in, as if the weights even matter.
Right.
But whatever. It's a way to get them in the ring with a little extra stuff, just to be goofy. We had a spelling bee or an academic challenge at the time with RK Bro and Alpha Academy, and I was like, well, it's either going to be really good or it's going to be horrible and one of the worst things you'll see all year. And Maryse's birthday celebration. All three did not get me excited at all to watch this show. Last week I thought was a little bit of a clunker, not horrible, but definitely not great. But darn it, if they didn't pull out a very good go home show tonight, another good Raw. Good Raw.
I don't really have any, honestly, I don't have any really complaints about this Raw. I really don't. There's a couple things.
There was actually a lot of good stuff on the show.
A lot of good stuff.
Good wrestling.
A lot of good entertaining stuff and a lot of good wrestling.
Good wrestling, good build.
Yes.
I saw a couple people weren't happy that there wasn't a lot of like Royal Rumble build for the show itself.
I have no problem.
I mean for the match itself, but
what are you gonna say? You know what? I can see where people are coming from because there definitely wasn't a lot of that, but honestly, I don't really have an issue with that being the case, just because I feel like this year in particular, I think you always have to be careful. You don't want to like build too much and then it not happen. So honestly, like let's just leave everything open for surprise and just kind of like go with it. And you never really know what the nature of with these pay-per-views and like what the nature of the world. Like last pay-per-view, Roman Reigns was the designated individual to be the star of the show and being promoted and being built. He got COVID. So it's like, you don't really want to like build too much and then not have something happen. And I know with the Rumble, it's kind of like not really supposed to know what happens or whatever, but like if you have too much and it doesn't happen, then they'll kind of be in that predicament of like, oh, that sucks. Or I think for themselves, they also don't want to be in that predicament at this point. So I have no issue with it. I still, even though it wasn't necessarily like, oh, this whole build, I'm still excited for the Rumble though.
Yeah.
More excited than happened in the past few years. So
I gotta tell you,
it's a win.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I gotta tell, I really did like Royal Rumble 2020 was still just really pops out to me as like a great show. I mean, last year's kind of hit or miss just because I mean, it was in the Thunderdome. Like, how good could it really be with no one there?
I have to say, I've been really enjoying too. I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but with all the celebrity
crowd noise.
No, with the celebrities passing away, and
you're enjoying that?
No.
Okay, let's clear up.
No. I'm not enjoying that. No, but like the coincidence of the Royal Rumble and that one TikToker who's been doing like Royal Rumble, like
when Edge came back and they got all excited. Now, like every time a celebrity dies, it's like, and who's next? I would do anything for next up to heaven is Meatloaf.
And the Betty White one,
the Betty White,
thank you, but like it's just not funny that these people are dying. Please don't misconstrue my words.
But they add some levity to the situation.
Right.
Yes, indeed, they certainly do. This show kicks off with a Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley weigh-in. There's a giant meat scale in the ring, essentially. And Bobby Lashley is taking this thing seriously. Bobby Lashley must have gotten messed up at a house show over the weekend because he has like a really nasty cut on his bottom lip. My God. That was kind of gross to see. But he seems to have like he does things every now and then where it's just like, he gets in like a scuffle and all of a sudden like he'll get like a big gash on his face. Like he seems to have like really like thin skin. Like he gets cut quite a bit, unless he just goes really hard at everybody and they just, knee him in the face.
I think that's more the case, to be honest with you.
But he's been getting messed up a lot lately. Like, man. But he's like so lean. There's like no It's just all muscle. There's like no flesh. It's just all.
Well, that's why. No, you're right. That's why it's a combination. He's really hitting it hard in people, and he's got thin skin.
Yeah. So he comes out taking this thing all seriously, and Brock Lesnar comes out dressed like this, which I thought was just incredible. He's wearing a heavy flannel coat, wearing the cowboy hat. He has a belt buckle that I think Jimmy Smith said that it looked like that weighed 10 pounds alone.
I have to be honest with you.
I love Brock Lesnar right now.
If you this alone, everything else could have sucked on this show tonight. This outfit alone
wins.
This is a good Raw.
It's a winner. It's definitely a winner.
That is a winning outfit.
You can't beat it. I mean, that's incredible. Brock Lesnar, I think this is great. Daniel Schell says Brock's loving this run. I mean,
I think Brock is enjoying
He looks
himself.
like he's having so much fun
as
right
he
now.
Should, you know.
And Nafis with a great comment here. If you showed me this photo 2 years ago, I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. I don't even think Brock would have believed it. I don't even think Brock.
When I met Brock Lesnar in Philadelphia in 2018, he was wearing a cowboy hat. This is his regular attire. I am not kidding.
I know that.
I am not kidding.
I don't remember you telling me that.
Oh, I did. And when I saw him after the Rumble, when he defended the WWE title against, I think it was Kane and Braun Strowman. That was the night that Braun Strowman rocked him in the face. He was back at the Waldorf Astoria in the lobby, having a glass of red wine with Paul Heyman.
This is the one where you went to when I was supposed to go, but then I got very sick.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I missed it.
Yep.
Damn.
It was me and Vin. We saw Brock, and that's when I took that great photo with Paul Heyman.
Okay. Yeah. Now everything's kind of blending together, but now I remember. But I don't remember having a cowboy hat on.
He had a cowboy. I swear to God, these are his roots. This is what he does.
I love it.
This is what he does.
Working, honestly.
We have Jerome Weiland in the chat room tonight. Jerome,
hello,
our buddy, does some great reporting for Wrestleview. Keeps us
in the loop.
Keeps us in the loop here. I still contend that SummerSlam Brock has been wearing goofy clothes, and the hair and beard just to see if anyone will say to his face that he looks goofy. Could be, Randy. Could be. I mean, who's going to say it to him? Certainly not. Not really anybody. The only person who probably would say something is Vince, and I don't think he's going to do that. So Brock doesn't take this seriously. Bobby Lashley weighs in at 273 pounds. MVP says that's 273 pounds of an almighty killing machine, closer to a god than man. 273 pounds of bottled lightning that Brock will have to contend with at the Royal Rumble. Brock weighs in, and he's just laughing, and he weighs in at 286 pounds with all those clothes on and his cowboy boots. So Lashley gets upset and says, "You're acting like a fool because you know that I'm going to beat you for the title on Saturday." I wanted to say Sunday because it's still weird for me to have pay-per-views on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Lashley says that this will be the shortest title run of Lesnar's career, and that's not a prediction, that's a spoiler. And that made me take notice right there, because historically, whenever Paul Heyman says that's not a prediction, it's a spoiler, that is almost every single time a victory for Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
And a very select few occurrences that ever happened, and he didn't become the champion or didn't win the match. And one of them would be SummerSlam 2018 at the Barclays Center, when Reigns finally beat Brock Lesnar for the title.
Yes.
After Lesnar was just unbeatable for so long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jumping Jerome. I like that name. That's a good name for Jerome. So Lashley using it kind of signals to me that Brock might not be retaining the title. You know, my dream of Brock Lesnar headlining 2 nights of WrestleMania is slipping away from me.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, if you want to sell night 1, who's better to sell than Brock Lesnar?
I know.
Keep him on another show? Are you kidding me?
Well, we'll see. Because
I do have an idea.
Okay.
I do have an idea. That's part of my predictions tonight.
Okay. I want to hear it.
I'm going to tell you in a little bit.
Oh,
okay. We're going to get through this Raw.
Okay.
We're going to get through this Raw pretty quickly. Then Brock Lesnar says that, "Oh, Lashley, you're a comedian now." And then he puts his arm on Heyman's shoulder. Lesnar does, at least, and asks if he can see this headline. Bobby Lashley beats Brock Lesnar with the Hurt Lock, and there's a new reigning defending WWE champion. Bobby who? And then he walks off. That's the same thing he hit him with 2 weeks ago. Brock Lesnar's not taking Bobby Lashley seriously. That's another signal that he might be dropping the title. Daniel Schell says Lesnar wins the Rumble. I'm booking it. I think that's probably going to be the case, but but I still want to get my wacky prediction out there.
I do want to see your wacky prediction.
Yes, indeed. I do have a wacky one in my heart. I kind of feel like Brock Lesnar is going to win it, or Big E. Either Lesnar or Big E are going to win.
So those are your like normal.
Those are my real life predictions here.
And then your
it's either going to be Lesnar or Big E.
Oh, man, I want it to be the end of the show.
But the wacky one, you're going to hear it. It's going to make some sense.
I know, now it's a cliffhanger.
It is. That's what I do. Cliffhangers.
That's an Nafisa
also,
saying. It's a cliffhanger. Like
Quentin says, please like, subscribe, and share this video, and please follow Wrestleview on the website and on social media for any wrestling news, and join the conversation, or you'll get the treatment. Indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so let's get through this show. I thought it was a good opening segment. What'd you think of it?
I loved it.
Yeah, it was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, me too. And honestly,
and short and sweet. They didn't drag it out.
That's the best ones. They don't need to drag it out.
Exactly.
Less is more. That's what I always say.
We have Bianca Belair making her way to the ring. They really pushed that. She won the Rumble last year and the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. And they said that back-to-back Rumble wins haven't been done in like 25 years or so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess the last one would be Steve Austin, 97, 98.
Wow.
Yep. And he probably would have won 99 if not for that dastardly Mr. McMahon. Vince McMahon booked himself to win the Royal Rumble. When you really think about it, isn't that weird?
He's just a very strange man.
He's a very strange man. He's a strange man. Anyway, Bianca Belair faces Queen Zelina. This is a quick, not quick, but it was a good TV match. Like Zelina got a little offense in, then Bianca makes the big comeback and gets her with her finisher. 1, 2, 3, done. All done just to make Bianca Belair look powerful and well enhanced. This is a great, sort of enhancement match. I thought Zelina was really good in this, and did a really good job selling Bianca Belair stuff. Bianca Belair's got to be a favorite to win a Rumble on Sunday. Saturday. It's Saturday.
So we're not doing any predictions now.
Saturday.
Right?
No.
Those for later. Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
I
know you said it was like because I'm reading I like to read your tweets and kind of
You should. If you want to learn, you should.
Oh, if you want to learn real wrestling.
If you want to know about wrestling, you should read my tweets.
I thought it was more than a fine TV match. I thought it was good.
Fine is good.
No, fine is fine.
No, fine in my case is good.
No, see, fine for women is not good. Right? God. Like when a woman says they're fine, is it ever fine?
Not when you say it.
That's my point exactly. So,
I'm saying it
doesn't matter.
When I say fine, I mean fine.
You should be more inclusive to the general population.
I am. To me.
No, not just to you, but fine for me is not fine.
Well, that's because you're a psychotic double talker. like you never say what you mean. You say the opposite, and then I'm supposed to decipher it like I'm Miss Cleo.
Yes, exactly. You're learning, grasshopper. Anyways, no, I thought it was good. I really did.
Remember when we got married, my hairline was a lot better. These are the reasons why.
What?
You know this. The stress of having to figure you out all the time.
I am the cause.
You understand? Oh yes, you're culprit. You're culpable.
Excuse me. I give you a nice life.
Yes, it is nice and stressful sometimes.
Whoa. Okay. No,
anyway,
let's go good.
Damien Priest takes on Kevin Owens. This time for the United States Championship. Kevin Owens last week ended Damien Priest's year-long undefeated streak in singles matches. He was finally pinned. I thought they had a really, really good match. They worked hard. Kevin Owens again takes big bumps. He did a swanton off the apron onto Damien Priest's knees. Like he has no regard for his like own physical well-being. He'll take bumps, especially like with how rotten this finish was, where Damien Priest just continues to attack Kevin Owens until he gets disqualified. It was horrible. That was probably like the only real low point of the show.
Yeah,
for me,
that's what I was referring to before when I was saying they were like the overall the show was it was really good. But in terms of the couple of things that I'm like, ooh, this was one of them for sure.
Absolutely.
But whatever.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I think Kevin Owens is eventually going to beat him for the United States title.
I do too.
You know, it's like
but how do you feel about that though?
I like that. You know, I'm back and forth on Damien Priest.
I am too.
But I'm still.
Well, here's the thing.
Something about it's just like when he was having that series of matches with Sheamus, like I was getting into him because he was having good hard hitting matches, but then there's like I don't know, there's just something missing. It's just not there, and you sense it in the crowd too.
I know what you mean.
You sense it in the crowd.
I want to root for him, right? Like I want him. I generally the type of person like I want most of the individuals to be successful. Because I think it's good for all, right? It's good for everyone. It benefits the fans, it benefits them, it benefits the company. But there is just something that's like slightly off where I can't really pinpoint it because let's just put it this way. He's not having the worst matches in the world, but maybe it's the consistent of these awful finishers and the DQs that he's involved in where it's like, maybe that's why. Like, then I think back and I'm like, okay, maybe he's just involved in pretty bad segments or these finishes. And I'm like, but I can't pinpoint it in particular. It's, like I say, he's not the worst.
Uncle Billy.
Worst in the world, but he's not like, I don't know.
Can't stand him, don't get it.
Yeah.
I can stand him, but like Billy, I don't get it. You know, like my problem with Damien Priest is like they don't have him doing the right stuff in the ring. Like he does a couple moves really well.
Does it match?
But then there's some moves in that move set that just don't belong because he doesn't do them well. So like the flips.
I really think you're onto something here with that.
The choke slam looks totally unconvincing. You know, I don't think anybody should do the choke slam at all. You know, like there's a couple moves in wrestling that just shouldn't be put in people's move sets because, you know, it fit a character at a time, but it's just so farcical. And if you don't commit 100% to it, it just doesn't look good. Or if, you know, like if you don't get the nuance of the move down right or correctly, it just doesn't look good. Like Undertaker and Kane, they did the choke slam well because they built it up and did the whole thing, and he just grabs him by the throat and up and down. It just looks bad. Somebody else used to do like a choke slam like that too, and I think it was like Scott Hall used to do a choke slam, and I was just like, oh, it's so bad. It just looks awful. He doesn't do that well. The Falcon Arrow that he's doing just looks ridiculous every single time he does it. And like he's like just tossing them and doing this like sit out. It's just he can't get the timing down on that. The flips are terrible, and he's going to injure himself seriously bad one day. I mean, he almost missed WrestleMania last year because of a back injury caused by one of these stupid flips.
He's really got to be careful. And
like the Reckoning looks good.
At any point,
the Reckoning looks good. His elbows look good. Some of the kicks look good, but there's like. There's just it's such an inconsistent presentation. And you know, Randy's kind of right here too. The Priest character is why WWE needs enhancement talent. I hate the transition happening every single match. I agree. You know, like that whole thing where they're playing in this transition, all of a sudden it just started appearing a couple months ago where he goes from the good Priest to the Damien devil character. It's just like every match, really.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the everything from the guy liner to like just the look. The whole presentation is just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not there. It's not there for me.
I agree.
Not there. And he was my pick to win the Rumble, but you know, a couple months ago, because it seemed like they were building him up for that.
Well, they very much were.
It seems like they kind of it appears and feels like, you know, because a lot of this stuff is just feel, that they've pumped the brakes on him a little bit.
But he also wasn't losing either, so that was another reason why.
No, but I agree, but he just did lose, like, last week.
Yeah, so exactly. He wasn't losing now, so that could have been one of the
Daniel.
thoughts. But...
See, Daniel is in on Damien Priest, and he's been on Damien Priest for a while. He likes the presentation, just needs a consistent move set. I agree. Let's start with whittling out the things that he does poorly, and accentuate the positives. Do more power stuff. Do like things like that.
They always struggled with that, though. They always struggled with
like every single big guy. It's like, I remember like a lot of people jumped on me when Bronson Reed was in NXT, and I was just like, I'm tired of big guys not acting like big guys anymore. I'm tired of these big guys that have to now do a flip because every friggin' person does a flip.
There's nothing wrong.
You're big, do different things because other people can't do those. You shouldn't be doing flips. Everybody does a flip.
There's nothing wrong with having a versatile move set where there's people who,
where like you can pull out a move every now and then. Like Brock back in the day had the shooting star press in his back pocket. Unfortunately, the one time he brought it on the main roster, he almost killed himself, but he did have a shooting star press in his back pocket at some point.
There are individuals that just can't do certain things. And that's fine. There's a prime example. I know you're going to laugh at me, but
oh boy, is it going to be the Miz?
Yeah. Oh. But Miz and Morrison, they were on Miz and Mrs. and they were doing this whole like, you should add this. I know it was for the show. Like, okay, they're adding like, John Morrison, obviously he could do the flips. He could do whatever like that. That's his shtick. And he does them well. He can do those like high flies, those twists, those whatever. Mm-hmm. Fine. Okay. Stop. I hate when you do that. But the Miz, and he's like, oh, you're going to do this, whatever. And he's like, I'm going to break my back. It's not who I am. I'm not a flyer. He's like, I'm not going off the top rope, but I'm not doing a flip. Like, that's not.
If the Miz ever did that.
Could you see that? But you're laughing at me right now, but it's like, should someone like Damien Priest be doing stuff like that? No. And that's fine. It's okay. Just because you can maybe do it once in a while doesn't mean you should be doing all the damn time.
Right.
So that's where the issue is. It's like, oh, they want everybody to be this well-rounded, they could kind of do everything. But I have an issue.
But if everybody does everything, it's all the same stuff, then nothing's unique. Though. Nothing's unique.
And they don't do it well.
Right.
You should play on your strengths.
Like Big E should not be doing the spear through the ropes to the floor in every single match.
No.
That should specifically be saved for big matches. Yeah, he does it all the friggin' time.
All the time. But that's what they're notorious for.
I remember Cesaro.
The special stuff.
I'll never forget Cesaro spiking his head on the ground on that suicide dive on Sheamus at one time. It just takes a little miscalculation, a little variation in how you dive, and bad things can really happen. So stop thinking that everybody's, working on a trapeze here. It's just not the case. Anyway, we have a 6-woman tag. This was another low point. Although the match with Kevin Owens was great. It was really good until the rotten finish, but so like that there were redeeming qualities in this match, but there was almost nothing redeeming in this match. Some of the women didn't even tag in and never even got involved. Like a match that goes 3 minutes. Tamina did one move on Dana Brooke and immediately went to a rest hold. One move and immediately went to a rest hold. How has Tamina been in this company for like over 10 years and cannot string together a series of moves without having to go to a rest hold? We had 3 minutes and we had a rest hold after the first move.
It was 3 minutes too long.
It's just it's just a waste of Rhea Ripley, and and it also just shows it's not fair the way that they've been booking the women lately as well, because there are women in this match that could have carried this to at least a full length match. Maybe it doesn't go 3 minutes, maybe it goes 6 minutes or something. Just give everybody a chance to do something.
Yeah, not
20, or it could have gone through a commercial break. Or it could have gone through a commercial break. It could have, because they gave the Mysterios and the Street Profits were filler and also meant to promote the Rumble. This match was also promoting the Rumble, and they gave them a match with a commercial break. Now the Mysterios and the Street Profits are great teams and they should go through a commercial break, but there's good women in this match that could have carried that.
They're honestly, my issue is that this kind of show that they could not care less. Like they really couldn't.
It feels like that.
It was just like, let's just put this random thing last together. Oh wait, we have to put the women on tonight. Oh, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
That bothers me. That bothers me.
It is
because
how
you're not going to get, especially with some of these women that you definitely are not into. Like I know in particular, there's quite a few of them, like where I'm like, I could do without you, type thing. You're not selling me on them. You're not selling me on that division at all. So it's like, if you're not going to care, why am I going to care at this point?
Right. It really didn't do anything to get me excited for the Rumble, and for me, it's like Rhea Ripley's just wasting her time. You know, I mean, she got the convincing win over Carmella, but you know, it's like the Nikki Ash thing. Nikki's working hard, but it's just not going to be.
It's not working. Not.
Now, believe it or not, the thing that kind of brought the show back was that spelling bee.
Oh, man. You really did nail it, though, when you said last week this either could go really bad or really good. And it wound up being really good.
I actually laughed during this thing.
I was...
When Chad Gable, because Otis, you know, very much like Little Boy, where if you give him a type of food, he could spell it.
That's
you know,
right.
he's a poor... Little Boy is a poor speller, but he can spell anything with food. Same with Otis here.
Yep.
And Chad Gable did a great job, number one, getting some real heat from the crowd. Now, some of the heat, I mean, they were definitely piping in some crowd noise during this thing, like to the point where it's just like, okay, like I see the crowd booing, but they're not booing.
They're not booing like that
loudly.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? But they were dead set on getting this, making sure this thing got over, and it worked. And Randy Orton, for whatever reason, was fired up throughout this whole entire thing. So Chad Gable just did this great thing about like, oh, you know, there's idiots in Ohio, so I'm going to spell everything out for you. You know, we don't only have the brawn, we have the brains. We're going to pound RK Bro into mental submission. RK Bro comes out. Time to start the spelling bee. Otis is nervous, and his word is emmental, which is a type of Dutch cheese or something like that. It's got holes in it, and he goes, "Oh yes, emmental, EMMENTAL," and he got it. Riddle gets the word calibration, and he thought it was calibration, which that was a little bit of an eye roller.
No, I thought that was actually funny.
Is whatever. And then he's like, "Oh, you mean like when I calibrate my skateboards or something like that?" He goes, "Yeah," and then he spells it correctly.
Yeah.
Chad Gable was great in this because he was given the word disillusion, but he thought it was the word dissolution. And he asked for a definition, and Kevin Patrick goes to give him the definition. He's like, shush, I know what it is because I had a 4.0 and I have a master's degree. I'm good. And then he defines the word incorrectly because he's thinking of a different word. And Kevin tries to help him, but he won't take it. And he spells dissolution correctly, but it's not the right word. And he does this thing. He's like cheering, and all of a sudden he goes, eh, and he flipped out.
So funny.
It was so good. And then Randy Orton, he goes like, I can't understand your accent, blah, 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 blah. Randy Orton gets up and says, will you take a freaking seat? And he was pumped. The crowd, and like really got the crowd going for that. And he gets the word dumbbell. So he spells it correctly. One of the most frequently misspelled words in the English language. Gable's furious and says that Orton's partner is a dumbbell, and that's why he was able to spell it correctly. So Orton challenged him to a match, and he says, I'm going to spell out how I'm going to beat you. RKO. It was great. It was really great. And also because RK Bro won, they get to choose a challenge, and Riddle does choose a scooter race or something like that. So this is going to be very fun.
You know what I like?
I really like this.
I like that it is something different. It's ongoing. Initially, I thought like when this whole thing was going down, I'm like, oh God, are they going to have like one night of like challenges throughout the night type thing? But I like that they're leaving it to every week.
Yes.
You know, it's going to be something different.
It's a triad of events.
That's amazing.
And in case the idiots in Ohio don't know what a triad is, it's 3. Chad was great in that. Just so good. And what was even better, believe it or not, was the match with Chad Gable and Randy Orton. Man, they had a great match. I can't even like like Randy Orton, other than the feud against The Fiend in 2021, which is better consigned to the dark annals of my memory, and something that if I could do like an Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, like Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet did in that movie, where they just get memories of certain things wiped from their brain. In this case, they were dating and they broke up, and they had treatments to erase their former partner from their brain because it was too difficult to break up. I would love to have Randy Orton, The Fiend, permanently erased from my memory. Absolutely. And so other than that, Randy Orton's because right now about this time marks 2 years since Edge returned at the 2020 Royal Rumble, and the start of like the Randy Orton turnaround, where he went from just kind of coasting as a professional wrestler. He was he had already reached legend status and basically for the last couple of years had been phoning it in. He was still put in big situations, but that intensity was missing. And all of a sudden, Edge comes back and he gets this feud with Edge. And while they didn't have a good WrestleMania match, their match at Backlash, with the greatest wrestling match ever, was pretty darn good. And so he's made like this complete turnaround, and working with Riddle, it's like that's another chance for him to coast, and he's not coasting, he's having fun.
I don't know what happened where he just said, you know what, I'm just gonna put all my effort into things. I'm gonna it's like almost, actually, I don't want to say effort, I think he changed his mindset. I think he knows now, like, okay, even though I'm this legendary character, I'm this legendary person, I can still be utilized in a way that's going to be positive for other people, but it's also going to benefit myself too. And I don't know where like that positive mindset happened, or why it happened, or how it happened, but thank goodness it did.
Yeah.
Cause it's not good. It's not good to coast. It's not good just to say to yourself like, oh, I've achieved everything. I've done everything I can do. I'm not going to I'm just going to collect a paycheck. Like, if you're going to be there and you're going to keep going with your career, have fun with it. Make it worth your while of doing this.
I really feel like he'd been coasting since like, I'm trying to think of the last time he was like really like, super pumped and over. Maybe like, maybe 2017 when
I was just gonna say, I think it's 2017
when he was going for the WWE title, and then they did that thing with Wyatt and the Worms in the ring and stuff like that. We were there for that WrestleMania, but he was definitely trying then. Maybe like 2016, 2017, and then all of a sudden he like it just like the effort fell off. And he could, he's been healthy. He works extremely smart now. He's not getting injured as often as he was early in his career. Thank God, knock on wood. I think that, if he went let's say he goes another 8 years or something like that, or he retires in the next 5 years, going from like 2017 to what, could be like 2027, that's 10, that would be 10 years of coasting. That could be damaging to a legacy.
It is.
Like, he might be remembered as like a lazy guy.
Right. And you don't want that. You don't,
even though technically he would be around for like 25 years.
Doesn't matter. That lasting, like you said, that lasting impression.
Those last 10 years. I mean, like, you think about Undertaker, who was around for 30. And like those last 5 years are really sad. And it wasn't just, he wasn't coasting, he was trying his hardest, but he stayed too long. Orton might not overstay his welcome, but he might, damage his legacy by coasting. So he turned it all around and showed everybody why he is a legend of Randy Orton and future, obviously, first ballot Hall of Famer, whatever that means. So we got another weird segment with Mr. McMahon. Austin Theory is trying to get him to enter him into the Rumble late. And he goes, I don't have any influence on the numbers, which everybody knows is tongue in cheek because he's the booker. He says, you're going to face AJ Styles tonight and you better bring me back a really good selfie. Well, Austin Theory has a match against AJ Styles. Now, somebody on Twitter had said they were disappointed by the crowd reaction to this. And I have to agree with that, but I can't really blame the crowd here. Because number one, AJ Styles and Austin Theory had a tremendous, excellent match. And I wish that it was almost advertised ahead of time, but it doesn't matter because I don't think that's going to like drive people to the show. But man, so freaking good. Like AJ Styles has lost nothing. And Austin Theory showed that he's a future big star. He really is. That like the millennial thing's kind of goofy, but the McMahon thing's kind of focusing it now and making it, goofy but focused. But they've got AJ Styles in this like ceremonial, like you're the older guy now role. He's not that much old. He's not that much older than Randy Orton.
Right.
But he can work with the young talent and make them look really good. And that's what he did tonight with Austin Theory. And he came out on top victorious, but like the crowd wasn't really 100% there for this, probably because AJ Styles was heel just a couple weeks ago and he never really like turned face rather than just like Omos and him broke up. So I don't think the crowd knows how to react. Yeah. It's just weird, like you need to have that clear, like this is the transition for the character. I mean, everybody jokes that Big Show has like 76,000 heel and face turns, but at least you knew what side his character was on, so you knew how to cheer him and how to boo him.
Yeah, he was never
right.
tweening.
Right. It was never like, I wonder if I should boo Big Show or cheer him. It's like, oh yeah, because they'll show a replay of him, the previous week turning heel after being a face the previous week and then turning heel that.
Right, even though it may happen quickly with Big Show, it happened quickly or
kept it fresh. Definitely kept it fresh. So, really good match. You should go out of your way to see it. Very, very good stuff. We had a tag team match with the Street Profits and the Mysterios. Good stuff. Filler. The Mysterios come out on top. And that's about it.
I enjoyed that. Even though it was a filler, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, another thing we have to talk about. Obviously, Alexa Bliss is going to be in the Rumble on Saturday. I can't imagine that she's not. Do you think they're going to like do like a trend? Like what kind of character are you expecting from that?
I am hoping that. Listen, I don't mind that they mentioned like the Lily stuff. I don't mind.
You kind of have to.
Yeah, like I don't mind that the psychiatrist is involved because then it's kind of bringing. I don't know if I'm using the right word for this, but it kind of brings some like normalcy to it, where like she's seeing somebody because it's like all the stuff that she kind of was imagining and was envisioning and was like happening to her.
Yeah.
I do hope it kind of just like does fade over time though. Like I hope that it starts to evolve into just like an edginess to her.
I hope
but not, but not like, again, that weird, like magical, whatever. I hope we never get back to that point. I don't mind an edge. I don't mind like the kind of like playing with like the mental state type thing. That's fine. Just don't bring it back to like a magical thing.
I hope that's the case too. Even though they kind of tease a little bit of magic in the psychiatrist the first week, but nothing since then.
No.
Nothing since then.
And I think because again, she's talking to somebody, she's having those moments. Again, tapping into that like mental piece, fine.
Yeah.
Just don't make it come true.
Brian's got a good idea here. Would they do 3 Faces of Bliss like they did with Foley in that one Rumble? If possibly. I'd like to see Little Miss Bliss come out and then maybe the crazy Fiend Bliss come out. I still don't think they have 30 women to fill this thing up. So, that would knock out 2 right there. And you don't have to worry about getting 28 more.
I would really enjoy a character like that. I really would.
Randy thinks I'm kind of afraid that her character's going to be on and off between Goddess Alexa and Fiend Alexa. As long as Fiend Alexa isn't doing magic, I'm totally fine.
Fiend is fine. Tapping into an edgy side to yourself,
yes,
is okay.
Like what Damien Priest is doing.
That's fine.
So like her whole character was based off of what Bray Wyatt was doing. So now maybe she can base it off of what Damien Priest is doing.
Yeah,
we can do that. There was a really just boring, horrible interview segment with Becky Lynch and Doudrop. This is, I wanted to be excited about this. Last week I kind of talked myself into it, but this week, all excitement for this match kind of just fell off the cliff.
Yeah,
if I could care less, if I could care less, I would try to do it. But I think
did it for me either.
I think I'm at base 0.
And you know what sucks about that? Because like you just said, I'm really rooting for Doudrop. I really am.
Yeah, so I want to be. You got no chance.
I want to be like excited for all aspects of things that she's involved in, but then tonight it was just like meh.
Yeah,
like not really, not doing it for me.
Nah, we're not getting there. Not getting there. All right, Maryse's birthday celebration. This is actually kind of cute. Yeah. So Miz comes out. He's all excited. They have security in front of the ring. There's a pick. Maryse comes out. She looked very nice. Very nice. She always looks good. You know, I can't say anything about Maryse.
I told you this.
Can't take anything away from her.
A couple weeks ago. I'm like, I gotta give it to her. She looks amazing.
She always looks phenomenal. You know,
great dresser, very stylish, very pretty, obviously.
And she really gets professional wrestling. I actually almost think that when Miz and Maryse are in the ring, the better professional wrestler is Maryse. And because she's so good with the character, I think she's actually better than the Miz in character work. You know, when she was like, when she got her painting and she was kissing the Miz, then she stopped kissing him, and just to like milk it and make it look even grosser and more corny, she's like, I love you. Like just like these like little mannerisms that she does that aren't in the script, that no one really thinks of. She's got the character down to a T, and the amazing thing is that she just comes in and out of WWE programming as she wishes. You know, she could take a year off and come back and just be doing the exact same stuff. She doesn't lose that character.
No, she doesn't.
She's a really smart
smart woman.
She's a smart.
Well, she's actually very smart in real life.
Performer.
She's a smart individual.
Yes.
She speaks many languages. She graduated from high school early and graduated from college early. Like, you know what I mean? So she's got a brain. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
She's definitely, she's a beauty and a brain. So, I think that now, you know, Maryse is one of those individuals that she's just gotten better over time.
Yes,
she really has. Like, and I think because now
she's always been good though. I have to say,
but I think now that she has actually comparable segments and like good segments to be involved in, because think about the individuals that she was kind of involved in back in the day. Yeah, like, okay, Michelle McCool, Brian gave her like whatever, you know what I mean? But now that she can actually explore into the acting piece of her role, you know what I mean?
Yes.
She's able to execute it well, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
You can't really tap into that when you have other women who she was competing with, and it was just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
But she played multiple roles well. She played when she was with Ted DiBiase, like, you know, that like gold digger, you know, fashionable, like, you know, whatever. And
she's a good performer.
She is. She has layers to her.
And they're obviously they have great chemistry, Miz and Maryse. I mean, you know, I think she's the better of the two, believe it or not, character wise.
But you know,
but Miz is not a slouch.
Does not equate necessarily good chemistry.
I know.
And
Edge and Beth Phoenix had a better night though. They had a better night here.
But
so anyway, the gifts that are given. There's a painting that Miz commissioned by Raw, and really great little line by Corey Graves when he goes, "It's a Schomburger original." Rob Schomburger is the official artist for WWE. He does all their paintings. Okay. So he goes, "It's a Schomburger original. You don't know art." So it was a painting of Miz and Maryse as a king and queen, which was great. She got a bejeweled purse or something like that. And then there was a box, obviously like the box the size of a human being that you expect Edge and Beth Phoenix to be in. They get all nervous. They're like, I don't know who's in it. They have security come in the ring and open it. And of course, it's this giant box for their brick that they hit Beth Phoenix with last week, which was very funny. They showed the video.
Smart, yeah.
Edge and Beth Phoenix soon come out after Miz sings a horrible rendition of Happy Birthday. And they destroy. I mean, Edge and Beth Phoenix murdered these extras. These guys from a local wrestling school. They should reconsider their positions. Maybe get a new job, because they might have been scared off from professional wrestling forever. They were killed.
They just annihilated them.
Oh, Beth Phoenix crushes one guy with a clothesline on the ramp. You saw his head bounce right off the floor. I was like, my God! And then she body slammed this one, and it was like
tough.
She didn't put him down gently. It wasn't like like one of those. Like, you know, like when they body slam people on the ground, sometimes
she's going for it.
They'll kind of gently put them down, but you know, and make it look intense. But no,
she
murdered that guy.
Yeah,
he might not have a tailbone anymore. They get in the ring.
They might have lawsuits against them.
Exactly. Beth and Edge each hit a spear. They hit the heart attack. They hit the 3D. Edge powerbombs a guy through the birthday cake, and that's the end of the show. So overall, that was probably the segment I was dreading the most. And it wound up being fine.
Yeah.
It wound up being totally fine.
That one I wasn't worried about.
I know you weren't. I was.
No, I know you were, but I was not worried about that one.
All
I knew
right.
it would be good.
Before we go into Royal Rumble predictions, everybody tell us what you thought of Monday Night Raw tonight. Victoria, your thoughts first on Monday Night Raw.
I thought it was great.
I liked
it. With the exception of those two things that we talked about with the women's tag match. And
not enough to kill it.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I do want to show this because Daniel Shell's gonna be very happy. 69% thumbs up.
Oh my God, Daniel, you got your wish.
He got the wish. Daniel Shell
did not get the treatment. He got his wish.
Did not get the treatment. I have to give this show a thumbs up.
Yeah,
a rousing thumbs up because I actually thought it was pretty darn good.
Yeah, I give it a confident thumbs up.
Yeah, Billy liked it. Way up for Billy. Billy's the only one, by the way, who knows my nutty prediction that I'm about to give in a few moments here.
I would honestly, I am honored that Billy knows it.
We're gonna do some quick Royal Rumble predictions before getting out of here. So let me just take a sip of the iced tea here.
Sip of the iced tea. You're welcome, by the way. I ordered Mike iced tea, and he says I cause him stress.
I'm choking right now.
Wow.
So
Machine Walls thumbs up.
Machine Walls gives it a thumbs up. He enjoyed the show. All right, I better pull up the Royal Rumble card
because I don't. My memory's so bad lately. I can't remember things. Can't remember matches.
Well, let's start off with Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maryse. What do you see happening in that match, Victoria? What is your prediction here?
Okay.
And I don't know, like I don't think we should do pies in the face or whatever. I don't know though. Like what happens to like who
what happens
with
our predictions, but maybe we should do like however many matches and then like I don't know, like let's just pretend there's 5 and then like 3 of the 5 if you get it correct, then
we'll see.
Like I don't want it strictly to be like Rumble or you know what I mean?
Let's leave them in suspense as what the prize will be. I'll definitely be gloating next week when I win though.
I have not won a prediction. I haven't.
Miz and Maryse versus Edge and Beth Phoenix, Victoria. Call it. I'm gonna start you off with a really difficult one because I know I know what you want to say, but I know you're thinking it's going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, in my heart of hearts, I want it to be the Miz and Maryse because I love them, but it's going to be Beth and Edge.
I agree. I do think Beth Phoenix and Edge are going to come out victorious in that. I cannot even fathom a different direction for that.
Okay, but here's the thing though. If it does go in a random different direction, I win that one. Because my heart is with Miz and Maryse.
All right. So you're picking both sides. Perfect. Okay, great. No problem. I'm being
diplomatic.
God, horrible.
No, just because of my
I do think this I think this match is going to open the show too.
That would be the best thing for the show. Really get the crowd going. Really get the crowd entertained.
Imagine.
What?
The Miz and Maryse, best thing to open the show.
Oh, but come on.
Amazing.
You're so rude.
Becky Lynch versus Doudrop for the Raw Women's Championship.
Becky Lynch.
I got that one too. Yep, absolutely. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Actually, you know what? No. Let's go with Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins first. Oh God, the freaking thing is freaking annoying.
Oh. So you said, wait, sorry. Roman Reigns.
Quentin says it's way up for Raw, by the way.
Daniel, you're being rude. He's being so nasty.
Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins.
Roman Reigns.
I think Reigns as well. I do think Reigns as well. But Billy Hefner has been saying Rollins. Daniel Shell says Rollins. They think Seth Rollins is going to come out victorious here. I'm surprised by this.
I'm not.
I just don't think that Roman Reigns has held the title since, essentially the week after SummerSlam 2020 to drop it to Seth freaking Rollins at the Rumble 2022. I think he's dropping it at WrestleMania.
Machine Walls is saying Seth freaking Rollins too.
I mean, if that happens, that'll be amazing. I think it's Roman Reigns still.
I'm still going to go with Roman Reigns.
But we'll see what happens. We'll see. The Usos.
Let's put it this way: it's not impossible.
Usos are banned from ringside. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 crazy predictions. It's finally time for me to give the wild one.
Okay.
And well, first I'll let you give your prediction on Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley.
Brock Lesnar.
Okay. So in theory, I have to have Brock Lesnar win this for this to go the way I want. So let's just hypothetically say that Brock Lesnar wins the match.
Okay.
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 The match with Roman Reigns hasn't happened yet. That's why I think Reigns has to win, because they have to headline WrestleMania Night 2 with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. That's the big match. Yes.
Yes.
Right. That's the biggest match that they have to play. Although there's a prediction for the women's Royal Rumble that might help night 1. It might help night 1. Anyway, Brock Lesnar wins here. Omos wins the men's Royal Rumble. Now, if what I think is going to happen in the women's match, that will main event night 1. That will main event night 1, but you still need to get more people into that arena. You need another match to draw them in. It's not enough just to have, that one big match on night 1. You need to have 2 big matches on night 1. And I think Brock Lesnar in a freak show match against Omos for the WWE Championship on night 1 of WrestleMania as a semi-main event could be really good, because Omos, without question, is another Giant Gonzalez failure. He's never going to be good. He's immobile. He's a really tall guy that can't wrestle. So that's going to get old really, really quick. It's the momentum's going to turn on him. It's not going to work out. So might as well just try to milk as much as you can out of him before they eventually just kill him off. So put him in there with Brock Lesnar on night 1 as a semi-main event, sideshow, circus, old school professional wrestling freak show match, and then have Brock Lesnar face Roman Reigns on night 2, the main event for the Universal title.
Okay, if that winds up actually happening,
can you imagine how mad people would be if Omos won the Royal Rumble?
Oh my god, and much just as bad as when Roman Reigns won that 1 year. And we were there, and that was pretty bad. Yes. People were threatening each other. Okay. I'm gonna say this. If that actually winds up happening, it's more than just pie in the face at that point. Like,
oh yeah.
Then it's just like then we're just getting like food, like a cafeteria, bunch of food, like a smorgasbord of food being thrown my way. Oh man.
You never know. Now, my
who
heart
agrees with who's following Mike's crazy theory here?
No one. No one.
What did Uncle Billy say when you were texting about it?
He thought I was nuts. He thought I was crazy.
Uncle Billy, I think he's nuts too. But Mike hasn't been known though.
Every now and then I pull it out.
I'm gonna put those on a limb. Mike has been known to pull the crazy prediction, and then it comes true. So who the hell knows?
Absolutely. Could be. Now my heart says it's probably going to be Brock Lesnar entering the Rumble and winning, like Daniel Shell's been saying, or Big E. And that's how they get the Reigns match anyway. But I still think, you need one big match I think you need more than just one big match on night 1 to get people in there, because eventually it's going to be night 1 is going to be like the lower end card. And you don't want that. So, hey, what the heck? Give it to Omos. Now, for the women's Royal Rumble, there are some really interesting rumors flying around here. So,
do you have another weird prediction for this one too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have a prediction that is definitely, a shot in the dark, because there's nothing confirmed about this. But right now, announced for the match are Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ass, Dana Brooke, Carmella. What'd I say?
Nikki Ass.
Oops. Queen Zelina, Tamina, Shotzi, Natalya, Aaliyah, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, Charlotte Flair, Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, yes, Lita, Michelle McCool, Kelly, Summer Rae, Mickie James of Impact Wrestling, Bianca Belair, and Liv Morgan are all announced for this match. Charlotte Flair, of course, SmackDown Women's Champion in this match for, I guess, whatever reason. But there's a name that's been floating around that WWE's been making a big push because they want to sell out WrestleMania. They're not selling out these WrestleManias. That's why they keep calling it the most stupendous night. They were pushing hard on the Christmas, presents and all that stuff. They need a big match to sell this. Ronda Rousey is being floated as being in the Royal Rumble. It's a poorly kept secret. I think Ronda Rousey wins this Royal Rumble. I think Ronda Rousey faces either Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch night one in the main event. I think they're going to try to make night one into like maybe that's the night that the women main event, and then the second night will be the men's main event, or vice versa. They have a really good main event. But I think they're going to have every WrestleMania be main evented by women on one of the shows. So that's why I'm thinking Brock versus Omos in the Freak Show match before that match.
If Ronda does wind up coming in, she's definitely winning. You're not having Ronda Rousey come back, enter a match, and not freaking win.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if she winds up,
if she comes back, she's going to clear the house.
That's it. That's done. Like there's no if, ands, or buts about it. If Ronda Rousey winds up entering this Rumble, she's winning.
I think that's 1,000%.
You can't.
So that's my prediction. I'm putting that one down. Okay. I think they need her. They need a big buzz.
They need her.
They need a big buzz.
What? They need her. They really do. So at this point, I would be all for it. Okay, let's just pretend she's not in though. Who wins?
I don't know. I don't know who wins. Probably Charlotte Flair or Bianca Belair.
I'm going to say this. If Ronda's in, Ronda wins. If Ronda's not in, I'm going with Belair.
I'm just saying Ronda's in, and I'm not even making any caveats. Okay. Ronda wins.
Okay.
Ronda wins Royal Rumble. I think she'll be there. You're going to make the caveat because you're a coward. And
I am not a coward. I am just making a caveat.
Daniel Schell, I think Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey with the Charlotte as champion, main event's night one. I think we might even have a rematch of WrestleMania 35. I think it's going to be, I think it could possibly be Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. The match that we never got was Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch, because that's the one that Nia Jax broke her nose, and we never got that singles match. We did get Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. So we've seen that, and that was an excellent match at Survivor Series. That was just a great match. But we never got the Becky Lynch singles. And Becky Lynch is a lot better now and works better than she did in 2019.
Yes.
So we'll see. We'll see. I think I like to think that Ronda's gonna be back. Randy doesn't think she's gonna be in the Rumble. He thinks Charlotte's gonna win and call out Ronda for the next few weeks until she shows up in SmackDown. I think they want. I think that they are addicted to that big pop and that big moment and the YouTube video of them coming back. They want the surprise.
ESPN, everyone being the buzz about
it.
Yeah,
they want the surprise. I think Ronda's in the Rumble, and I think she wins it, and I think that's what gets them their big buzz.
Well, especially
and that'll definitely it will move tickets. Mark my words. I will say it tonight. It is now past midnight here on the East Coast, and now it's January 25th. If and when Ronda Rousey makes her comeback at the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania will sell out both nights.
Yeah. Well, because listen, with the nature of WWE, they've been on a good path. They definitely have been producing good shows. They've definitely been stepping up and doing what they're supposed to, relatively close to what they're supposed to, right?
Yes.
So I think at this point that with also the nature of AEW and how well they've also been doing, they need something that is sacred to them. Ronda Rousey is not going to AEW. Ronda Rousey coming back, whatever. they are going to do as much as they can to capitalize on something quickly. They're not going to drag it out. They're not. They don't want to take that chance.
Yeah.
Of dragging it out and then not getting their ticket sales and not getting that pop and not getting their headlines. So, and especially with somebody like Ronda Rousey, you got to act fast because, hey, you tease it a little bit and then she might just say, never mind. You know, so you can't just, discount that. They're gonna go all in if they let this happen.
I think so. Randy's asking if Paige is going to end up in the Rumble. Anything's possible, but I don't think so.
I don't think so. I still think like, even though, was she cleared at the time? No,
she has not been cleared. Not as far as we know. But I mean, Corey Graves got cleared and that leaked out. I think it'd leak out by now if Paige got cleared. I mean, they couldn't, even when Daniel Bryan got cleared, that leaked out almost immediately.
Quickly, yeah.
So, you know how it is.
I would love for her to be cleared, but I don't think it's happening either right away.
Quentin wants to know if there will be a Forbidden Door entrant. I think Mickie James is close to a Forbidden Door entrant as we'll get. Nobody from AEW is going to be in this Rumble. Cody will not be in the Rumble. There's not going to be anything. I don't anticipate, especially in the men's Rumble, any real surprises other than Johnny Knoxville being there. That's it. And even Johnny Knoxville, it's like, that would have been cool like 10, 15 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I thought the Johnny Knoxville that we all know.
No.
Or even a few years ago when Bad Grandpa came out. Like, that would have been fine. You know what I mean?
But it's not like Bad Bunny, where, like, even though, like, I didn't know who Bad Bunny was when he first came at the Rumble, that worked out because a lot of people know who he is.
A lot of people, we just happen to know
and he was hot and up and coming, and he's now has this enormous world tour that he's embarking on. Johnny Knoxville is... They're just promoting a crummy. They're promoting a crummy movie that's like with the same stupid stuff they were doing 20 years ago, and they're all old guys now. So it's like those new episodes of like Jersey Shore that you like to watch with just like older people who need to get a grip on their lives and a handle on their lives, still trying to act like they're in their 20s. Johnny Knoxville's like 50. Like a week into filming this new Jackass movie, he was hospitalized because he's
because he's older,
falling
now.
apart.
Yeah, no.
So we'll see. There's been rumors about the Undertaker showing up. I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed. I don't think Undertaker's coming back. I think he's going to be there to support Michelle McCool, but I don't think they're doing anything. with the Undertaker. And I'll mark that one down too. All right. Those are our Royal Rumble predictions. If you agree with them, let us know. I think we made some pretty good predictions though, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they shake out this Saturday night with some special guests. So make sure you tune in and check that out. Now, we also have Roy Nemmer. I believe he's going to be doing a SmackDown post show on Friday night. And then we'll be back on Saturday, Wrestleview Live. Make sure you tune into the website, wrestleview.com, to follow along with my live coverage of the Royal Rumble all night long with live thoughts as we go. And then we're going to have a podcast after that discussing everything Royal Rumble, all the surprises or non-surprises, results, discussion, breakdowns, everything. I'm Mike Tedesco.
I'm Victoria Tedesco.
Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us tonight. And
Happy Royal Rumble week, everyone.
Happy Royal Rumble week, and we'll see you on Saturday. Or else you're going to get the treatment. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.